Although we see it as a normal part of video games, health bars have long been a subject of debate among both game designers and players. And the funny thing is, the deeper you dig into their arguments, the harder it becomes to disagree. So despite being one of the most useful mechanics in video games, why did this innocent health indicator receive so much hate from the community?
On-screen UI. Because it's not very realistic to constantly see floating boxes and bars after all.
You know what would be really cool and immersive? Putting UI elements in-game, in-world, where the player can see and interact with them, instead of just on the screen.
One of the main problems people have with health bars is that the design breaks immersion. Because long before health bar existed, most games used a much simpler system. Games like Space Invaders and Donkey Kong didn't visualize your condition like games do today, with no bar nor percentage. Every time you got hit, you died. But that alone wasn't a design philosophy, and more like a business model at the time. Arcade machines ran on quarters, so automatically operators wanted short sessions. Not long after that, fighting games began introducing and popularizing the concept of health bars. Konami was one of the first to replace the old scoring system with a health meter that depletes as you take damage. Around the same time, Dragon Buster did something similar for action RPGs. But the concept itself, or the idea of a health bar, didn't actually come from video games. Instead, it came from something much, much older. I'm talking about the 1974 tabletop Dungeons & Dragons.
Look like your character too.
It's awesome. As you walk to that back corner to get an eyes on everybody, Copy says, "Oh, friend, this is kind of back of house."
Dave Arneson, the co-creator himself, explains that the players didn't want the monster to kill them in one blow, so they created the hit point system. And this was huge, because now players became far more emotionally invested in their characters. Not only did instant death feel too punishing, but by allowing heroes to survive multiple hits, Dungeons & Dragons introduced something new: uncertainty, tension, and drama in combat.
At this point, I would like anybody who wants to make a perception check, please.
But here's the question. If the idea of hit points worked so well in Dungeons & Dragons, why do they get so much hate in modern video games? And this is where things get complicated. Because unlike tabletop games, modern video games are built around visual and audio feedback, things players can see, hear, and react to in real time. And the main reason health bars are often hated is because they take your focus away from the immersive world around you. Let's take a look at one of the most well-known critics of health bars today, Stefan Strandberg, the co-founder and chief creative officer of Embark Studios.
They said the world above had ended.
When asked why Arc Raiders doesn't display enemy health bars, he said that we, as a game developer, we're building really immersive, three-dimensional worlds, and ask the players to lean in and listen and really look at all the things in that world. What is the reason to cover all of that with a 2D element? And he has a solid point. Health bars can make players ignore visual feedback. Instead of watching an enemy limp, bleed, stagger, or break apart, players often just stare at the bar going down. The focus shifts away from the world and into the interface. That's me talking about the enemy's health, but what about the player health itself? Because many developers have already tried to fix this problems. Dead Space put your health on Isaac's spine, a glowing bar built into the suit inside the world itself. You never have to look away from the game to check your health, and Dead Space wasn't even the first to try this. Many older games had already implemented this concept, like this 1998 Trespasser, where you literally had to look down at Anne's chest to check your health meter. To push things further, Call of Duty 2 was one of the first games that popularized the red vignette. No bar at all. Take damage and your screen bleeds red. Your hearing cuts out. your vision blurs. The game doesn't tell you that you're dying, but it makes you feel it. And yet, does hiding your health meter makes the game more immersive than it actually is. Because at its core, a health bar is just math. Every hit is a subtraction problem. If I deal 32 damage, then I already know the enemy only has 68 left. And that's exactly why some players still see health bars as important, because they give you information. Crucial information, especially when it comes to levels. Without it, every fight becomes guesswork. And while uncertainty can make combat feel tense, too much of it can turn into frustration. As a result, even when developers chose to hide health bars, many players simply modded them back in anyway. This is because players still want to be challenged, but more than anything, they want to feel in control. Of course, this argument created two opposing sides. One believes health bars break immersion. The other believes they're necessary for control. But what about the games that choose both? Because instead of picking a side, some developers just let the players decide. Many games let you turn the HUD off completely or keep it exactly as it is. And in the end, rather than making some new design, the solution was just a toggle in the settings menu. I'm Eva from Evergreen, and see you guys in the next one.